Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I wanted to talk about some of my favorite Vinegar Syndrome releases. If you don't know who Vinegar Syndrome is, they are one of the boutique Blu-ray movie release companies. Severin, Arrow Video, there's a bunch out there. You'll definitely know AGFA and Bleeding Skull get together, or AGFA by themselves. So there's a ton of different companies that put out stuff. And one of the better ones, I like them all, but one of my favorite ones is Vinegar Syndrome. In terms of the kinds of releases and then the restoration they do on the video and the quality of them. So these are my 4 favorite Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray releases. I'm not a slip guy, and I'm not a special features guy. I very rarely throw on special features, and in terms of the cardboard slipcover, they mean nothing to me. So if you're in it for like the collecting purposes, you probably won't care for my choices. I wanted to do a video like this on Severin because I like a lot of their stuff too, but I realized I only have a few of their titles, and I have one more coming in the mail, so I may wait till that comes, I check it out, and go from there with the Severin video. So the first one should not, really none of these will be a surprise if you've seen my channel. The first one is Unmasked Part 25, which is a horror, comedy, romance movie with some meta stuff about a Jason-like serial killer who's trying to not be a monster anymore, and there's a film within the film with his character killing people, so it's got this sort of morality tale to it, and he falls in love with a blind girl. And it's got some British humor, it's really fun, and good gore and good horror aspects, and an interesting story. I really like this one. This really grew on me a lot. You have to be in the right mood, I think, but I've watched it numerous times now, and the more I watch it, the more I like it. So definitely check out Unmasked Part 25 if you haven't seen it. Another one, another horror movie, Beyond the Door 3, which is also known as Amok Train. Beyond the Door was an Exorcist ripoff from Italy. They made 2 movies that they labeled Beyond the Door 2 and 3, which have nothing to do with Beyond the Door, but I guess they were just riding the coattails off the name. This one has to do with a woman going to Yugoslavia with her class. She's kind of bullied. She's not really, like, very popular among the class. And the other part of it is the train becomes possessed, and there's a bunch of scary stuff happening with the people in the villages, and this whole story unravels about the kids on the train and one person in particular and the villagers, and it's pretty good. It's a good horror movie. It's a little cheesy, but it's definitely one that I would have kept on had I turned it on in the middle of the night at like 1 in the morning or something. So definitely check out Beyond the Door 3, aka Amok Train. And finally, we have a 2-for-1, Penitentiary 1 and 2. These are blaxploitation films put out by Jamal Fanaka, who did Street Wars, Penitentiary 1, 2, and 3, MMA, and Welcome Home, Brother Charles. I also own Street Wars on DVD and Welcome Home, Brother Charles with MMA as a dual pack from Vinegar Syndrome on Blu-ray. However, these are my favorite. I think these are the best blaxploitation movies. They're fun, they're gritty, they're silly, and I just think that they're great. So the first movie is admittedly more serious. It's about this guy here, Leon Isaac Kennedy. His character's name is Too Sweet. He sort of gets wrapped up into this bad bar fight while trying to protect a woman. He ends up in prison, and there's all these like zany characters in the prison. One of them is played by a young Ernie Hudson named, oh my god, his name's escaping me in the movie. Oh, not seldom seen. Anyhow, Ernie Hudson's character is a bad guy whose name is completely escaping me right now. And, no, I'm wrong. It's not Ernie Hudson. I'm sorry. Ernie Hudson's in the second one. So, anyhow, now that I've totally disrailed this video, he, Too Sweet gets, like, railroaded for a murder he didn't commit, and he ends up in prison. And there's this crazy guy in the prison who wants to fight him, and there's this sort of underground boxing happening in the prison. It has a silliness to it, but it's a little more serious than the second one. The second one is he goes back to prison. I don't remember why. I think that, Half Dead, that's the name of the bad guy. Half Dead's in the first one, played by a different character. In the second one, he's played by Ernie Hudson. So Half Dead goes after Too Sweet and his family in the second one, and Too Sweet goes back to prison, goes back into this boxing competition to fight, and it's way cheesier and sillier than the first one, and it has Mr. T in it, and it has midgets in it, and it's just really gritty and silly and funny. There's a third one that is not on Blu-ray yet, which I really hope eventually Vinegar Syndrome picks up, which has the Haiti Kid, the old wrestler. He's also a midget. He is in the third one trying to teach Too Sweet in prison how to get his like animalistic side back and win in this other boxing match. So they're just really fun. I mean, they sound crazy, and they are, but they're fun. So if you want really my favorite picks for Vinegar Syndrome movies that are horror, go with Unmasked Part 25, but expect some humor. Go with Beyond the Door 3, but expect to have a little bit of that low-budget cheese, though not as low budget as you'd think. And if you want goofiness with some blaxploitation and like a messed up prison film, Penitentiary 1 and 2. So these are my favorites. I don't think people pick these a lot in terms of their favorites from Vinegar Syndrome. So let me know, guys, if you've seen these movies, what you think. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.